Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing a review of the upper crash bars for the 2018 Triumph Tiger Gen 3 model. These are the heat crash bars. Everybody seems to quite like these and fitting these on the Triumph Tigers. The finishing on these are really good. It's a satin powder coat finish. They came off eBay. They were really well packed and well packaged. They come from Poland. 135 quid. You don't pay import tax on that, but you do pay VAT, so it takes it up to, I think it was about 165, 168 pounds. In the packaging you get all the corresponding nuts and bolts. The only ones I thought did look a little bit naff, if you like, with those ones that was going to be seen there. So what I did was, just the ends of those, I bought some of these nut covers. Got these off Amazon, I think they're about a £5. Cut those down and then pop those on the head of the bolt. And I think once they're in there, they're going to look a little bit neater. I'll show you them when they're all done anyway on the bike, because I'm going to do a fitting of the whole bars today. You got all the instructions with the bars, really easily numbered up, and on there the corresponding nuts and bolts and where they actually go on the bike themselves. So I think, well, fingers crossed, it's going to be quite straightforward. On there as well, you've got a full list of all the lengths and sizes of all the nuts and bolts with all the corresponding numbers, like I say, where they go. I did download the torque settings, and that was just saves me trying to find all of those from the manual. So we're all ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the garage, and then we'll pick the video back up. Okay, so here we go in the garage. Trying to get a view of the bike without the bars on, so we can see the difference when they are on. There you go. There, we've obviously got to remove quite a bit of the plastic, so I'll get those done, and then we'll pick the video back up. Okay, so we've got the plastics off, which was fine, yeah, not a problem. Now we're going to go over to the left hand side to begin with, and these are the two bolts we've got to go for. There's this one here, that's done up to 85 Newton meters, and there's this front one here which is actually done up to 115 Newton meters. We need to take these two out, and also this one here. There's a little bracket that goes on here. Now on the back of this one, on the front, there is a nut, a locking nut. This one goes into the actual crankcase casing itself, but this one here, yeah, there's a nut on the back. Now the only thing you can do with that is thread through, which I've already done, but thread through right from this side here. And I don't know whether you can I don't think you can see right into that, but you've got to go right the way through to get to that locking nut, which is right inside there. I've got a couple of extension bars on here and then a swivel head on the other side, but doing it on my own, you've got to have big long arms. But anyway, I'll give it a go, and we'll get those out, and then we'll pick it back up. Okay, so that's that out there, and this is that was the bolt, and the nut on the end of that has got this flange. I'll just take that off. It's got this flange on, so I might actually reuse that, but this is the contraption that I had to get all this with that swivel on and that extension through from the other side, right through from there, over there, through to the back of there, and then obviously there's another one to do inside there. Let's just see if I can get my torch in there to show you that. You might just be able to, I don't know whether you can see it. Oh, it's really hard to see, but it's right in there over the other side. Anyway, so I'm going to get this one out. This one looks a bit more straightforward, and get this side bracket all on. Just finger tight, and then we'll do the other side. Yeah, this is just an update. This is really a faff on your own. I've managed to get that first bracket on, got that out, found a better routing system to get to the back of that nut, and instead of going right across there to it, I've actually come underneath the radiator just on a bit of an angle. But if I just bring this out and show you exactly what you need to put on, and that's it. That's what you need to do to get right up there. So, but I've just finger tight that, and then we'll get the bar end on this side and catch up. Okay, so that's one side on there loose. Done these just finger tight, just so it holds it all in place. You've got to make sure you get that bracket on the right way round with the curve on the top. Yeah, all in all it was okay, but like I say, just the back of this one quite hard to access, but not impossible on your own if you've got long arms. Right, okay, on to the other side, and then we can tighten everything up. Now, just one thing to note when you're doing the right hand side of this, you can just see inside there, just inside there, there's an actual, people say it's a washer, it's not, it's actually a spacer. It's a little spacer, so you have to be really careful with that. You can see it sort of moving. So when you're taking this engine bolt out here, just got to be careful that that is, you don't go and lose that and drop it down here. These are all just loose and ready to go, so what I might do just before I pull that is actually get the side bar on there, and a couple of bolts in there ready, so that when I actually just pull that, then I can hold that washer in place and then thread the other straight in. Might just make it easier than trying to find it later on. Okay, onwards and upwards. Okay, so I'm all prepped up. I've got my bits ready. I'll hold my finger around on that there. It's not been too bad a job really. You could have done with two people, I think. It would have made it quite a bit easier. Got quite a bit of copper slip on there, but I've actually put a little bit on that ready. Now that should just ease across like that. Yeah, and that's in without any hassle. Yeah, perfect. Worth just taking your time and having a look at these things. I'm just gonna knit that up. You've got to put all the bolts in just loose, and then tighten them all up once you've got the connecting bolt through underneath there. So there's no point in going too mad really on these at this stage. We'll just nip that as much as we can, just to give us a bit of play still in this here. Yeah, and everything seems to be lining up nicely. Right, we'll get cracking and then tighten everything up. What the main one is underneath here, there looks to be a little bit of a gap between that one there. You can just see that there. But I think once everything gets tightened up as it should, we should be okay. There's still a bit of a gap underneath there yet, and in that one as well. So yeah, right. Okay, so that's the bars all on. Just wanted to show you these nuts. These are the nuts that I was on about earlier, about, you know, looking a little bit unsightly. So those caps that I showed you, got those on now on this side. There you go, sort of neatens everything all off, blends in with the frame and everything. Yeah, a bit of an awkward one to get these, to get the back of these bolts here. You do really need two people to get those. I did struggle a little bit just for torquing them up really, but apart from that, everything else fits in nice and snug. So they do say to put the plastics back on before you tighten everything up. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to see if I could do it without you know, do it in this way, just because if ever I need to remove the plastics, then obviously I don't want to be taking these bars off to remove them. So I've had a little trial run. I'll show you what I did with that. Okay, so as you can see here, this bracket, when you try and put that onto there, it's gonna hinder to get this plastic on. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to take that off. I've already had this off and everything, so you need to take that bracket off and you have to put that on after, because this then it's a bit of a faff, but you can just squeeze that in there like that, and then I don't know if you can see down there, just gotta wiggle that. And then it's the that bit of a, that's it, look, that's great. So I know it sounded a bit awful, but it does go on quite nicely then. So obviously you can just locate that back. You all know about these anyway, how these plastics go on with this little back rubber. There, you've got to get that in. So there you go. That's virtually all ready to go on like that. There. So it is easy enough to get that on with the bars in situ, which is great. And then obviously then that little bit there, I don't know if you can see up there, it can be screwed on here afterwards, which I will do. I won't video it, but it can, and it's that way up. It'll go in there, and you can screw it on afterwards. Right, okay, I'll get the rest of the plastics on, but yeah, they seem to look really good. You know, seem to tie in nicely with that and stuff. Yeah, I'm really pleased with them. Okay, so that's it. That's the job complete. Really quite pleased with how they look. That's the view from the cockpit. Let's just get up. Yeah, that's the sort of the view from the cockpit. You can't really see them really, but they're there as a functional. So yeah, a little bit more awkward, I think, just because I was doing them on my own. Some of the bolts really, especially these ones here, could have done with maybe an extra pair of hands, but anyway, they're done. Look really cool. Okay, so hopefully the video was helpful to anybody else that's going to be doing the heat bars. I mean, they are really good quality, so I'm pleased with the quality. Okay, that's it. Until the next time. Cheers.